All right, welcome to another Wake Up Humans podcast. And we got Dr. Drew Henderson joining us today. What's up, big fella? How are you?
Oh man, I'm great. It's Monday evening. We're getting a shower of rain. It can't be any better than a Monday night than we have right now.
Amen, brother. We had a powerful day today. It was awesome. We got a new doc that just signed on with LFC, and he was in here today. And it's great to get that new blood in there. And, they see the volume and they're blown away. It's just awesome to watch.
Yeah. Like this morning, I don't know how many we saw, but it was like we open at 9, but like from 8:45 until 12:15, it was just cranking.
Mhm.
Um, Dr. Claudia, 12:15, she just like, "Hi, how are you?" I'm like, "Hey, how are you?
Yep.
Good to see you."
Yep.
Just like right beside each other, table apiece, um, but not even getting to say good morning.
Right.
Just rocking the whole time. We just love it, love it.
Right.
It's we are like Dr. Umber would say, we are blessed to be a blessing, dude.
Classic line, eh?
Yeah, blessed to be a blessing. What's what you got going on this week? You traveling anywhere?
Yeah, man. So, bro, we just got done with I was in Colorado last week.
Yeah.
So one of my big bucket lists is to go to that the Red Rocks Amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
And Elevation Worship's one of our family's like favorites, right? So Sierra found out they were playing there and a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, she's like, Dad, Elevation's playing Wednesday night at the Red Rocks Amphitheater. And I'm like, let's go. We're in. Like, we're going.
Yeah.
And not realizing that my office was going to be down to one doc because our other offices, docs are on vacation. So all our docs are covering. And I had a knee jerk reaction. So it's kind of twofold. Dr. Alex did an amazing kick ass job. For the first time, he was all by himself and he crushed it, which is like an absolute blessing in this office. And he loved it. Like it was a blessing. But going to that space, I mean, I don't know how someone could be a non-believer and go to Colorado, the Red Rock Mountains, and listen to this. Over 10,000 people worshiping, man, rocked my freaking world, Drew. Like it reset me. Like, I've talked to you. I've been a tough like 4 years, man. But this
Yeah.
like reset my spirit to like the future. Like gave me a forecasting that I needed, and to be there with Tammy and Sierra was absolutely amazing for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And they needed that as much as you did. I guarantee you.
And what was really cool is we pulled up to check in at the hotel, and the whole band was standing there. They were staying at the same hotel as us.
That's awesome.
We got to talk to
That's
them,
good.
hang out a little bit. It was kind of neat.
Yeah, and you say about where you're gonna be, like wherever God sends us, He's already there.
Right.
Like there's no place that we can go that He isn't already there.
But it's like I think sometimes, and I feel like I never lose faith or whatever. But it's like, God, what else? What do you want, man? What do you want from me? What else can I do? Like, I'm freaking tired, man. Like, and just with all the travel and everything, it's just been life has been just been like rolling downhill. And I'm like, what is my vision for the future? You sit and write goals, and I'm like, I don't want stuff. I don't want. And he basically said, just keep doing my work, man. Like,
Yeah,
that's the primary objective.
yeah.
Like, stop this. You're looking at too many things. Keep it
Hmm.
simple. And it was like, yeah, we got one freaking focus, man, and that's to adjust 1 billion people.
Yeah, yeah. Like love people, love His people, take
Mhm.
care of people, proclaim the truth, like His truth, and like be obedient. That's the thing. Whatever that is, do that.
And be grateful.
Yeah, oh gosh, man, we we don't deserve like anything that we got going on. It's like, could you imagine if we were all teenagers, 16, 17-year old, like, hey, come ride with me. No, I got to go. But think about if we got in that car
Hmm.
and our whole life changes.
Right.
Somebody's like, here, man, take this pill.
Yeah.
Here, take this. And then next thing you know, we're hooked on something. And it's not that that we're not hooked on something now because we're so much better or we have such self-discipline.
Yeah.
Um, it just lucked out that way,
Yeah.
you know.
But you know
Just
what? It's like that word luck, I've realized in life, there's no such thing as luck. When
no.
when you do the right thing and you're dialed in on purpose and you get around the right people and the right tribe, it opens us up for God to work through us.
Hmm.
And in today's society, I truly feel like that people hear that word God and it triggers their brain. Like that word trigger is like a big word with these newer generational people, and they hear God and they're like, "Oh, here we go. You're going to talk God stuff." It's like, you bet your ass I am.
Yep.
You
Yep.
bet your ass I am.
Hmm.
You know?
Yep. I mean, I was telling a guy I know, a friend of mine, his son plays up at North Georgia this morning. Um, that he put up some post about the Lord, and I'm like, he's my best friend. You know, he's my best friend. I talk to him more than anybody else. You
Yeah.
know, and I talk a lot, but I talk to him the most.
It's one of those things where I realized um I would say I'm pretty successful dude, right?
Hmm.
I couldn't create any of this shit on my own.
No.
And there's so much more. Like
Yeah.
God, like I'm not living to my fullest potential, right? I got distracted. I kind of took my eye off what could be bigger, or just haven't listened as well as to when I'm connected and rested and put myself in the right environment, like flying. Like when they said, "Oh, you're from Florida, you flew all the way here to see us." I'm like, I flew here to feel you. I flew here because I know what you're going to do is going to put me in a state and connect me to my
Hmm.
spirit, that dynamic essential
Yep.
that can transform lives through me and all my friends and people around us.
Hmm.
That's why I'm
Yep.
here. And I get my ass kicked in that altitude, bro. Like that's like Sarah's like, Dad, you're freaking purple. And it's freaking altitude, you
You're
know?
purple.
Yeah,
But
man.
you know that altitude is tough. You
Right.
know, it's hard though, man. It's
Right.
hard. Love Colorado there. I just been there twice. And like one time it was in the winter and it was cold, but then you just go sit somewhere in the sun and it's like 60 degrees in the sun.
Okay.
It's just like wild. I'm like, this is no wonder everybody comes out here.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to hang out and chill.
Right.
You know, like I could do this, but you know, that's not my home.
Right.
That's not where I need to be.
It's not where you need to be. Like I've gone through the mind cluster of how the hell did I end up in Florida?
Yeah.
Like, how did this happen? And August right now marks 4 years flying back and forth every single week from Florida to Connecticut.
Yeah.
And that wasn't my plan,
Mm.
right? Like, God, why is this happening? It had to be to bring me to where I am right now today. And don't
Yep.
focus on the past 4 years. Let's focus on the future, which now I
Yep.
see.
Yep.
It took me 4 years to see it. And that's the beauty of showing up and Sierra saying, let's go to this, and just saying yes. Sometimes you just got to
Hmm.
say yes.
Yeah. And you know, Alex did great. It's a great test for him. You said he loved it. Sierra loved it. You loved it. You were purple, but Tammy still loves you. You
Right.
know, like it's all good. And you know, we we think we got so much figured out. Like, you know, you're wondering like, how did I wind up in Florida? Those kids are probably like, how are we in Florida?
I
You know,
said,
they were just in school.
I mean, it's like today was first day of school, right?
Hmm.
And we have a whole family text. And, of course, Tammy does go to Facebook. You'll see the first day picture, right?
Oh, I saw those.
And it's like all of a sudden, Jamie's this little woman, and here she is going into this massive school. And she's like, Kane, make sure you're there for me. It's like, it's just the two of them now. It's really cute. And those two are buckheads, bro, through life. And now it's like, Kane, I said, keep an eye on you. He's like, I got her. I got her.
I
I got
think
her.
little JJ will butt heads with a billy goat though. She's
Yeah.
I know 2 or 3 years ago we were
Yeah.
up watching Sierra at a ball game. She's like, I am going to find a ball. Let's go.
That's right.
And I'm like, I'm gonna watch this game. She's like, let's go. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Let's go find a ball. And she did like that. She found a lacrosse ball.
The kid's got a made up mind,
Yep.
but she's not that little scraggly, curly hair little kid anymore.
No, they're growing up, you know.
And now she's stepping into this world. But like you said, the kid woke up all of a sudden. And I just talked to Brookie about this because Brookie basically got uprooted and ended up her junior year of high school in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about it this weekend. And she goes, Dad, I was just thinking about it. Like, that's pretty insane that we just picked up and left. And I went my junior year in a whole new school. And I said, and look what you did.
Yeah.
Like, that's faith, bro. That's like listening. When we were making the decision, I asked God to send me a sign. And I think he sent me one sign and it wasn't good enough. I said, can you send me another sign? And I went out by my dumpster, and I don't know, in the Catholic Church, my mom used to have these things. They had you have like saints on either end. And it's like a thin string that you would like wear.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one laying by my dumpster. And it was like, that was my mom's thing. And I picked it up. I have it in my wallet. I could show you at DE that I carry with me. And that's when right then I said, we got to go. And it may sound silly, but it's like pretty impactful that I'm like, this is the right thing to do. And there was very little planning behind it other than we're out of here. We're going.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
And it's not silly when it's right.
Right.
It's when it's right, there's no other thing to do. But that's the only option.
Yep.
And that's where that obedience comes in at. Like, well, let's just stick this out another year. Let's just
I
see
like
what
that word. I
happens.
like that word obedience, man.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what we're really called to be. It's just obedient.
Yeah.
Obedient to His voice. And if we're doing that, man, like we're living um, life at the potential we're supposed to. You know.
But you think anyone listening to this, right? And some people may have shut it off already because we're talking about God, right? And I'm going to start being very impolitically correct if that's what I got to do to realize that more people need to find God to live a better life. And that's it. Like, you can't hold back. I mean, I don't know how many times I've gone to speaking engagements and they're like, we know you like to talk about God, but can you not talk about God? It's like, well, then don't ask me to speak. I would
Yeah.
not be where I'm in my life right now if it wasn't for God.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yep.
need to fly to Colorado. And if that means, well, can't you connect with God in Connecticut? Can't you connect with God? Yes, but sometimes you got to do something extreme and remove yourself to get outside your normal environment. And for me, listening to worship music, bro, it reconnects me to my greater purpose in life, why I'm a chiropractor, to reconnect people to that power that created them from God, and their nervous system controls everything. I'm looking at 10,000 people and I'm like, what percentage of these people are living with a clear atlas, or they're going home and taking migraine medication or cough medicine? I'm like, they need to really find that true power and live it, to walk by
Yep.
faith, to walk by faith that God created you self-healing and self-regulating, and you need to
Mhm.
have a clear atlas to do that, which means you got to be showing up to a principal chiropractor on a regular basis. Period.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. And Genesis 2:7, He made us and breathed life in us. Life is the only thing that heals us, only thing that will heal us.
Right.
And if there's any interference in that life, in that exhaling breath of God, we're not going to function the way that He created us to.
Yes.
You know, that's
Yes.
it. Like it's not complicated. It's not complicated. It's
Yep.
had a new guy this morning. He's a soccer player up at UNG this afternoon, and he loves the Lord. He just like this is cool place in here. I like this, and we like it too. We have a couple of pictures of Jesus up, and that's just fine.
That's it. You
You
ain't high.
know,
Well,
yep.
that's what I said to I was on the elevator. It turned out he was the bass guitarist for Elevation. And he's like, wow, you flew all the way here to listen to us? I said, bro, I don't know if you realize what your work, the impact that you guys are having on people. I said, I play your music every morning in the office, and I can't tell you how many men have connected to God because they lay there on the table and they're trapped and they're hearing your words. And some of them will say, man, you're into this stuff. You listen to this stuff. I say, yeah, but it opens a conversation. And then a couple months later, they're like, I want to let you know, I started going to church. I started reading the Bible. I started listening to this stuff. Like I'm getting it. I get, especially during, the whole big C freaking years that we went through with the dilemma or whatever your pandemic shit you talk about. They got connected to the source, man, because they were listening to this music that we play in our office. And I've
Yeah.
had people say, well, why do you play that? Like, what if people don't believe? I said, that's okay. That's all right. Like
Hmm.
I check in people for subluxation. I don't not hang out with them because they're subluxated. I want to give them the option and the potential to live clear. And what
Yeah.
better than to find God?
Yep. And I want people to see what the Lord's done in my life and be like, um, I don't know what's different about him, but I like that.
Right.
And then I want people to know um, it's just my relying on him, my faith in him. And then, there was a guy probably 10 years ago, very like argumentative, come in the office, give me a hard time about my pictures and stuff. I'm like, dude, that's cool. And he's from Russia. I'm like, that's cool, dude. I don't care. Like, I'm still going to take care of you, but he's always wanting to start an argument, always wanting to start an argument. I'm like, dude, you can't argue the truth. Like, you don't have to believe that, but you're just going to be wrong.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
just wrong. And now he's back. He was gone for a while, but he softened up. He softened up. I don't know where he's at in his heart, um, but I know he's a little bit softer, and that's a good thing.
But you know what? It's like, I don't know how many chiropractors that have reached out for help and they're trying to build a practice. And I'm like, well, what's your identity? Why are you a chiropractor? And they're nervous to talk to people about chiropractic because they fear rejection or we're
Yeah.
quacks or what are they going to think? And it's like, well, if you have faith and you're a believer, why aren't we talking to people about it?
Yeah.
We have an opportunity to transform people's lives to get connected within. What is
Mhm.
stopping us from doing that?
Yeah. 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 It is. I know Tim Langley, one of our great friends, passed away. He said, because of chiropractic, I'm not afraid to live, and because of Jesus, I'm not afraid to die.
So, did I text you this weekend about what happened to me shopping with Kane?
Mm-mm,
Shit.
I don't think.
So
No.
Kane goes, Dad, it was like raining in Florida. He goes, can we go to the mall? I want to get some clothes. Kane never asks, dude.
Yes, I do know this. Yeah, go on.
And we're at Lululemon. He wants some shorts. And I'm in the checkout line. It's packed. It's like everybody's shopping for school. I hate the mall. But Kane was like, I'm all in. Let's go, bro. We're going. And I'm standing in line. I'm looking. They got like 6 different registers, girls working. I'm looking at this girl. And I'm like, that's Tim Langley's daughter. I'm looking. I'm like, is that her? She's older, more mature. She looks up, sees me, and lights up. And I got all like, wow, that's Tim's
Yeah,
daughter.
yeah.
And we went to go to the next register open, and she jumps. So tells the girl, switch with me. I got this. I gave her a big hug. But
Oh,
if people don't know, Tim Langley's one of our best friends that passed away years ago,
hmm,
who was so connected, bro.
yeah.
But
And
like,
such a gentle giant, man. Just so gentle and kind and loving, benevolent.
and she's like, I'm like, honey, like, I thought we had exchanged numbers before, and I said, I'm here for you. You need anything? And um, she's like, yeah, I need to. I'm like, who's adjusting you? I mean, this girl grew up since a baby. I said, who's taking care of you? Like, I've been thinking about you. I've been wanting to reach out. I couldn't find your number. I think she changed numbers. And she's like, well, I could come see you now. I've got money. And I'm like, no, dude, you're a lifetime. We got you.
Yeah, your money's no good.
Your money's no good with that. Like, you get to my office, even if it's a little bit of a drive now, or I'll come meet you, And then we're going to open one down here closer to us. You're going to help me pick it. She's like, oh my gosh, that'll be awesome. But I'm like, spiritually, there's something happening on a higher connected level. When something like that happens, like nothing by chance, for me to walk in at that moment and here's this little girl working there. Amazing.
Yeah, she's such a sweetheart. Looks just like her dad too. Looks just like her dad.
And a big heart just like him, man. She's just
Yeah,
full of love.
yeah.
Full of love.
Love that girl. Love that girl. Um, after Tim passed, didn't really have a way to help clean out his office or anything, so I went and helped her, and her mom too, and she gave me his DE hat, one that had the DE with the lightning bolt on there.
You lived in that
Uh,
thing.
yeah, gave me that hat and like his bowling ball that he used for like, you know, um, things in the office, show people about like anterior head carriage and stuff. And I still have them. I don't know. I think about him a lot, think about him a lot. Got my last name badge that he was at DE at. He'd always call me Goose. He'd rip out my name badge and write Goose on the back of it. Still got
Mm.
that hanging up, like can't ever get rid of it. Just
What a
love that.
guy, man. That
Love that
guy
guy.
had one of the biggest hearts of anyone I've ever met in my life. And I got a
Yeah.
big picture hanging up on my wall in my private office. And I swear the guy talks to me. Like I'm talking to his picture sometimes, and I love you. And he's like, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Tell the boys. I say, all that kind of stuff where it makes you think you're freaking schizophrenic. But
Yep.
that was just Tim. That was Tim, man. Guy was pure love.
Yep. And just his big old belly laughs, man.
Oh,
Those big belly laughs. Just
and that's what's crazy is he probably was getting in the best shape of his life, and she was a trainer, and she was helping him, and he was so proud of the pictures working out with my daughter. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
And
Just
yeah,
it's just tragic, man.
it was.
Just tragic. We
And you
were just at this past DE. I didn't know. I mean, I knew it was there. I didn't really know, never connected it. But me and Tim loved Willie's burritos, right? We'd have our band of brothers. I'd meet him at the Willie's. We'd eat, then we'd ride on over together. And when he was before he passed, he was in the hospital after his surgery, and he like, man, you know what'd be good is a Willie's right now. I'm like, dude, I'm on my way now. There's a Willie's right there close to the hospital. I'll swing by there and we'll eat them together, like in your room. So done that, and then went just going over there in the public. So I'm like, dang, there's that Willie's that I got Tim's burrito at like 2 days before he passed. Just and I knew it was there, but it never registered, you
Mm,
know. And then it's just like, dang, here it is. Like just all those memories back of Tim,
yeah.
you know.
It
Just
it highlights for us that life really is short.
it is.
Like one day we're all going to be on that same side with Tim.
Yep.
That sounds cliche, may sound corny, but it's reality. And sometimes
No,
you just got to stop and realize that, life's precious, you know?
it is. It is. And it's okay to hurt and be sad and cry for them too. It's
Right.
okay. Like I read a thing the other day. I don't know how accurate this is, but like for eternity that we'll be together, like Tim, um, my brother, your parents, all these people that we love that are already there. Um, Relatively, it's so short that when they're there and then they look around, our next 50 years have already went by and we're there too.
Mm. Well, dude, I wake up and my baby's a freshman in high school today, bro.
I know, right?
Like, I mean, it's, when they're little and people say it flies by, you know, it's true,
Yeah.
but it doesn't because I've been present, right? We've been there. But Jamie's the one, and I've said this, that hasn't had me there every morning because of the move to Florida. But the blessing is now the team that we have at the office here in Connecticut is one of the best teams that I've had in years. And for Dr. Alex to be able to do what he did in the vision and the conversations we're having moving forward is going to free me up to do a lot of other things. I'll always be here, but I don't have to be here every week anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
the blessing is, with the vision that we're creating and the vision that I'm able to see right now in the future casting that we're doing, that I realize how important it is me right now to be more present with Jamie in person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of just the transition in life she's going through.
Yeah. And she needs that. That's a tough age for like any kid, but especially a girl,
Yeah.
They need their dad. Need their dad.
Yeah. And it's like, listen, they've done wonderful up to this point. They've all had each other. They've never complained.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, she turns 14 in this month, August. And it's I got to be more present. Like I know it. And I'm freaking not flying it every week anymore. Like,
No.
But God has given me the vision to realize and not feel guilt and feel like I'm being soft, but
Mm-hmm.
see the greater vision of restoring my energy and putting me on purely back on purpose for the greater vision that I'm able to see now has really freaking motivated me, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And you talk about that vision and that future casting. Like 30 years ago, I never thought I would be right where I'm at now.
Right.
Never in a million years. And
Right.
and I didn't even know it then, but it was like what I did. I pictured what I want later and then just worked backwards from that. Like, what do I have to do that?
Mm.
What does that day to day look like? You
Hmm.
know, it's not you just got to do it in reverse. Like, I want this, so I better do all these other things.
Right.
By all accounts, I should still be doing irrigation work. You
You
know,
know, a couple of years ago, I was joking with someone, one of my farmer patients, and I said, my next life, I want to be a farmer, and my responsibility is to cut 1,000 acres of grass. And I just get on a big John Deere, chew tobacco, put on my headphones, and I'm out there talking to nobody. I'm just out in the field, and by the time I get done, I got to start over again, and that's my job. And I could hear God laughing at me. That's not what you were chosen to do, man. And when you realize that's okay, that's not an ego, but when we've been plucked for a greater purpose, which is to serve his people, bro, the focus and the dialing in and the commitment. And what was the word you used earlier that I said I liked? The obedience.
obedience.
When your obedience to that word, it drives you, man.
Yeah. And it don't matter what that word is. Like, we have to be obedient. Like, Jesus didn't tell us to do all this stuff. He said, follow me. Follow me. Let the dead bury the dead. It's
Yeah.
fine. Follow me. Sell your stuff, give it to the poor. Follow me.
Yeah.
Just always follow me.
Hey, listen, man, there's days well in the past I wanted to do that too and just freaking walk around in flip flops and chill. But you turn around and have 5 kids. Ain't a reality.
Mm. And that's the thing. Like, he hasn't told me to sell everything.
Yeah.
He's just like, long days, sleepless nights, follow me.
Yeah. He just says, see more people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Serve more people.
Follow me. Follow me. Let them see me in you.
That's
You
it.
know, bite your tongue, even when you shouldn't and you don't want to. Just bite your tongue. Be a
Right.
good witness.
Right. Be a good witness.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when we got on this, man, and we're like, all right, what are we going to talk about today? I'm like, I got to get it off my chest, man. And I realize that it's a sensitive topic for people, but I'm never going to apologize for that.
No, I mean that's just what it is. Like, if it's sensitive for you, maybe you need to explore that and see why.
Right.
Like, it shouldn't be, because I think Alvord put up a post the other day that said, to be free in this creation and not worship the creator is whatever, like terrible.
Yeah.
You know, like we're free in this creation. But think about the person that created it just like that, just spoke it into existence,
Insane.
you know, just like, you know, I don't know. It just mind blowing sometimes, dude. Just
I mean, all
mind
you got to
blowing.
do is go to a dissection lab
Mhm.
and start picking apart the human body.
Yeah.
And then truly ask yourself, how can two rocks collide in space and then create this intelligence?
Yeah.
It's
You can't.
impossible, man.
Mm.
There's no way that all of a sudden the liver has 164 functions because there was a cellular explosion and then all of a sudden a human being developed. Not
Yeah.
happening, bro.
And if we came from monkeys, why do we still have monkeys?
They're the dumb ones.
Make it make
Not on
sense.
yet.
It don't make sense. But you know, the scientists that are real scientists that's always trying to go deeper. Like Francis Watson, he was one of the ones that discovered DNA. They stole the structure from Rosalind Franklin, but he said before he died that everything is so intricate in this world, it couldn't just happen by chance.
That's right.
It's impossible. And and you can see God's fingerprints on everything if you know where and how to look.
That's right. That's right. And that's the beauty of life. When you could discover that and realize that, it makes the walk of life that much more beautiful and
Hmm.
really simpler.
Yeah. And it's, you know, on both ends of that spectrum, it makes even in a way like death beautiful too.
You're not afraid of it.
No, no, it's
When
just,
you get rid of the when you get rid of the noise that life wants to throw at you and all this stuff. And to me, that's what the chiropractic adjustment does. When you clear out an atlas and a brainstem and it releases that intelligence, it alleviates the noise
yeah,
on a cellular level, organic level, every cell, tissue, organ of your body, emotionally and spiritually. When you're living clear like that and you're connected from above down, inside out, life is just better. And to
yeah,
me, that's the number one reason why people should get their spine checked and adjusted to clear that pathway to the source.
yeah. Yeah, people become revivified. You
Mhm.
know, I can hear Dr. Sid say it now, revivification.
That's right.
You know, I love that word, revivification.
Yep.
And that's what individuals need. That's what the country needs. That's what the world needs.
That's right. 100%, my man.
You know,
And
nothing else. We don't need all the chatter in the world that always just makes us doubt and ask questions and like, well, what about this? Like, oh, I don't know. This my shoulder hurts. Shoulder pain never killed anybody,
that's right.
you know, but a right atlas has.
And I had a talk with a patient this morning, and we'll kind of start closing it out with this because you and I got to jump on a meeting. Um, she was complaining. She was lifting a piece of furniture with her husband, and she's scared, and her back's hurting, and she's showing me how it. I said, "Look, you're going to have stuff like this because you weren't receiving chiropractic care for the first 50 years of your life, but you could live in this realm better than if you weren't getting adjusted now. You would not even think about lifting that furniture. You wouldn't be standing here talking and moving like this. And you're very proud to say you haven't taken any meds or drugs because you don't want to be loopy for your grandchildren. So in retrospect, you're doing really well." And she said, you're right. I don't know
Hmm.
what the hell I'm complaining about. I'm doing better than 98% of my friends. And I said, Amen. Let's focus on the positive. We can't catch up from what didn't happen in the past, but all we could do is educate your children to get your grandchildren adjusted, who are going to get their children adjusted so they don't end up like this. And she said, I'm all in.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
it.
And that's when you just pat them on the back, be like, all right, ma'am, face down,
Lay down. We got you. And she
face
got
down.
up and she was like, Thank you. I feel so much better. She just needed reassurance. She
Hmm.
needed confirmation and she needed the accountability. Like, you're all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We all need that from time to time, but like, we're okay.
that's right.
We're okay. I know some people some young kids going through like a little rough patch. And it's just like I telling one of them parent, like, listen, they're okay. They're all right. They probably still won't be boyfriend, girlfriend after this, and that's okay. But they're okay. They're okay. There'll be some tears shed and everything, but they'll be all right.
That's it.
You know, we'll be all right. That's the thing.
That's right.
Well,
All
good
right.
deal, man.
Good stuff, bro. I appreciate it, letting you get that all off my chest. And
Awesome.
you know what, man? It's just what we do. So God bless you, brother. I love you.
Yeah, man. Love y'all too. And we'll be talking to you in just about 5, 10 more minutes.
Amen. Wake Up Humans out. Share, like, proceed as adjusted, and get this word out there and help us share the word with the masses. Love you.
Yep, love y'all.